Peace and abundant blessings. So listen, before I even get into this, I am driving, so I'm so sorry about the background noise, but don't let that distract from the message that I am about to share. Happy full moon. As I'm recording this, the moon is full. It's in Gemini, and there's just a lot of wisdom that needs to be shared. And it's so funny how much I'm learning from myself, and I have a lot of videos and content that I have created, blog posts, audios, just all the things, right? And sometimes I go back and I watch myself and I'll be so amazed at the things that I share. I'm like, dang girl, it's amazing. And it's also a beautiful way for me to reconnect with myself in those moments when I feel lost or if I just need inspiration. So that's one of the things that I do. Now, what I want to talk about today is speaking up for yourself. This can be so hard for people to do if you were labeled as shy, or if you were just in environments where your voice, your ideas, your thoughts, your needs, your desires were not valued, right? So it can be very difficult to ask for help or even to just speak up and advocate for yourself in those moments. And it's so funny because, you can walk around harboring resentment, and it doesn't even have to be a negative emotion, right? It could be deep care or concern for someone, and you're just afraid to speak up and out and to share whatever it is that's in your heart. So instead of clamming up and just having mental conversations, truly using your voice is so powerful. And I talked about this in a reading that I did recently. I will put the link in the description so that you can check it out. It was one of the Momspiration messages that I shared. But man, when you ask, you receive. And you also need to be mindful of what you are asking for. I remember when I was just going through it, I kept asking for strength. And I kept getting problems that would make me stronger. So I stopped asking for strength. I don't want to be strong. I'm good. I have mastered a lot of lessons. I've learned a lot of things. I do not need any more strength. I feel pretty Teflon right now. I'm good on strength. I desire abundance, right? Those are the things that I'm focusing on now. But so even when you're asking or praying for things or however you want to put it, be mindful of what it is you are asking for and the ways in which that can manifest. So that's why it helps to be specific, but also not to be super attached to what it looks like and how it shows up. But I really stopped praying for strength because I was being I was getting a workout, a mental, emotional, spiritual workout, asking for strength. But I will tell you today that I am very strong. It's not a lot that can rock me anymore. However, I don't wish anyone that has to go through some of those experiences that I did to have to go through them to gain that type of strength. So just be mindful what it is that you're asking and praying for. I remember too, I was manifesting a house, and it had to have certain things. I wanted to have a lot of space, 3 bedrooms, and a nice quiet area. And I got the house, but I forgot to include that the landlord was going to be of integrity, that they were going to maintain the property. So because I left out certain details, I got the space that I wanted, but it wasn't being maintained to my liking, right? There were problems that were going on. And so it wasn't a place of true peace. It wasn't a true sanctuary for me because there were issues. But I didn't ask about that. I just asked for the specific, the environment aspect of it. And that's what I got. So I can't be mad that I manifested what I wanted. I just didn't include those other details. So now that I'm going in to purchase a home, to find a new home, I now know what other things to include in my prayer and in my asking, right? If you don't ask, you can't receive. And so it's very important to be absolutely clear on what it is that you want. Because when you leave room for creativity, things can be created that maybe don't align with you or that don't feel good or that don't support what you truly want. Like the example I just shared with the house that I was renting. I got the price that I wanted. It was in a great location that I wanted. It had a lot of yard space that I wanted. The bedrooms that I wanted. It was great in many, many aspects, but it was also horrible in other important aspects. And so really taking the time to, like a car, I really want a new car. Trying to figure out, do I want an SUV? Do I want a coupe? Do I want another sedan? Like, what do I want to drive? And all of these things. So then I'm thinking about all the different details and aspects about the dealership. The person that I purchased the car from, the car salesperson. What type of energy do I want them to have? What type of course, I want them to be of integrity. I don't want them to try to sell me a lemon or try to get over on me or add things. You know what I'm saying? So like, before jumping out and just doing something, the grand idea is that I desire a new car. Then I can narrow it down to the type of car. Then I can narrow it down to maybe the make, the model, the features, the price, all of these different things, right? The place where I buy it from, the salespeople there, the warranty, the maintenance, like all of these different aspects into just getting a car. Or I can walk on any lot and go get a car right now. But it might have problems. But it might be, a problem. The salesperson might be shady. So we have to ask specifically for what we want. That goes for relationships. You can say, okay, I want a man or I want a woman, and you can get one, but are they a good person? Do they love you? What are their intentions for you? What are their values? What are their morals? Do they want children? Do they not? Do they have children? Do they not? Do they work? Are they employed? Like, what are their goals? Are they ambitious or are they a couch potato? If you like video games, do you want them to also game with you? Like, what are the different things that are important to you in a relationship? And I know that looks are important to people. However, I really highly, strongly suggest that you really focus on their qualities, their values, their morals, and their character. Because the finest of finest can be so ugly inside because they lack integrity. They don't know how to communicate. They're emotionally retarded. They are just a bad person on the inside. But hey, they cute though. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have found some powerful lessons in those type of relationships. So if you know that you can truly ask for what it is that you desire, then do that. But take the time. And I really feel like this Gemini full moon is beautiful for that energy to really sit and take the time for the things that you truly need or does want in life, and think about all the different aspects of how you want it to look. So inside of my community, one of the first things that people do, there's a clarity exercise. Get clear on what abundantly ever after looks like to you. Get clear on what you want your life to be like. Because if you don't know the destination, then where are you going to go, right? If you don't have a destination in mind, you're just kind of wandering aimlessly through life without anything to guide you. So definitely get clear on that. Now, taking it into a more tangible, real life lesson, I went to visit my teacher, my mentor, my friend. She is such a beautiful person. I love Lori. She has taught me so much, not only about massage, but about who I am as a woman, as a mother, as a businesswoman, as a friend, like just all the things, y'all. She is amazing. And I'm so grateful to have studied up under her. But I went and I visited her and I was like, I think I'm ready for the next thing in my massage career. And she laughed. She was like, I gave you about 6 weeks. And that's about how much time it was. But this has kind of been on my heart for maybe, I guess, a couple weeks ago. I was like, okay, like, this is great, but I'm ready for more, right? The environment that I work in, it's beautiful. It's so relaxing. It's so serene. But I can't treat. I see people with real, like, issues. I'm feeling palpating things that I should not be able to palpate through their skin because something's wrong. And these things are treatable through massage, right? I can help improve these issues, these conditions with massage, but I can't do that where I work because it's not that type of environment. So she knew this about me because I love the treatment aspect of massage. Massage is therapeutic. It's healing. I like the relaxation aspect of it, but I'm really, really, really enthralled with the treatment aspect and watching people's bodies shift after a massage. You can see things realigning, and it's amazing the things that you can truly do, and the ways in which you can help people as a massage therapist. Had I not said anything to her, I would have sat with this feeling of, oh no, it's not time. Like, you just started, you just got here, you need to wait this amount of time before you can move to the next thing. And it's like, no. And she reminded me, like, these are things that we talked about in class. Like, a lot of them, you bounce around until you find what's right. And so her knowing me, she is able to, like, recommend places and things and other options and opportunities. That doesn't mean I have to leave where I'm at now. I can pick up a couple of days in a chiropractor's office or work with a physical therapist or work with a team with athletes. And that was actually one of my passions. When I went in high school, one of my teachers, Mrs. Lauderman, I love you. I took her sports medicine class. I was on a health sciences track in high school. I knew that healing was, I don't know, I was always drawn to that, right? So my dream was to be a sports physician. I wanted to travel with a professional team and use things like energy healing, meditation, yoga, and other modalities, sports medicine, kinesiology, to help athletes perform at their best level. Knowing this and having the opportunity to massage a local university, their D1 football team, to work with them, like, that lit me up. They would come in with challenges, issues, and we could do our thing, and they walk away feeling better. Knowing that those are the things that light me up, had I not asked, I could have stayed where I was, drowning because I wasn't really expressing myself. And I could tell that it was time to go when I was able to, like, usually, like, when I first started, because of course I loved what I'm doing, like, my energy would be drained, and, like, I would have to go home, eat, shower, get in the bed, because, like, I had expended all my energy in massage. But now that's not the case. I'm like, okay, I could still do more. Like, I need to do something. And so I'm really grateful that I had that conversation and that I spoke up for myself. And I was like, hey, I think I'm ready for the next thing. Instead of me just holding on to that information or thinking I was being ungrateful or trying to move too fast or didn't know enough to know what to do next. Like, no, like, I was able to express what I was thinking, what I was feeling. And in doing that, that allowed doors to open for me. So yeah, it's been very beautiful, and I'm really grateful and excited for whatever comes next. And I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. For the very first time in my life, I will say, I'll say in my adult life, I have all of my energy. I'm not going through no bullshit. I'm not connected to any trifling people who are using me, abusing me, misleading me, taking from me. Like, I don't have any of that in my life right now. And it is the most beautiful feeling because I have access to all of my energy, all of my time, all of my mental faculties. And this is something that I'm going to continue to say because I don't think most people realize or recognize how much they are being drained. And until you turn off that tap or whatever it is that's draining you, you won't know. And so as we prepare to go into another year, I really, really strongly advise you to take a look at the way that you're spending your time, who you're spending your time with, the things that you're doing, all of that. Because if something is not for you, it's time to let it go. It is time to let it go so that you can make space for the things that are going to refill you, for the things that are going to help you multiply your energy, for the things that are going to help you live abundantly ever after. And that is what's really important, to make sure that you're living the life that you want to live, that you're surrounded by people, places, things that uplift you, that make you feel good, that add value to your life and not just taking from you. Because when you're in that space, you can create anything. You can absolutely create anything. And this is one of the reasons why, I don't know if I shared this, but I've combined everything into one website, spirituallovesanctuary.com. That's where all the healing single mother stuff is. That's where a lot of the Abundantly Ever After show stuff is. Like everything that I'm doing, my books, my writing, my blogs, videos, I'm putting everything there in one home, one place, because that frees me up to create more. I don't have to think about updating 3, 4, 5 different websites. My Spiritual Love Tarot Journal is on spirituallovesanctuary.com. You can still use the link abundantlyeverafter.show, and it's going to direct you to the podcast page on my website. And every podcast that I have created in the past lives there. I'm probably going to start uploading some of my archive show episodes from like past podcast projects that I have done, so that you can just listen to them and benefit from them and hear the stuff that I was talking about back then. And I'm just grateful because, like I said, when you are in your zone, when you're in your lane, you get to really create from a place of overflow, from a place of flow. And like the creativity is flowing through me and I can feel it. I'm not distracted. I'm not stressed the fuck out. Like I feel really good and really calm and really peaceful. And I share this to tell you that you can feel this way too. This isn't just something that, oh, well, it's only for Jovhannah because she's spiritual. And no, like you can tap into the same frequency. You get to have these same experiences within yourself if you allow yourself. But that first starts with realizing and recognizing the things that you need to release, things that you need to let go of, whether it's a habit. There's some habits that I have been struggling with. It's not something that I've really talked about, but I will begin sharing more about that. As well as one of them I shared because I started my fitness journey. My eating habits have shifted a lot, and I'm really proud of that for myself. And I feel better now that I'm being more aware of what I'm eating. You know, what are the nutrients? So I'm learning about, macronutrients, and I forget what it's called, but it's something about energy balance, right? Having a caloric deficit, or if you're in a caloric surplus, and all of these different things that I'm learning about. I'm learning about meal planning because that's something that I want to begin doing so that I can greatly improve my eating habits and make sure that I'm getting the right amount of protein, that I'm getting the right amount of, carbs and fats and all these different things. So I don't know that I would have the energy or the belief in myself or even the sense of love for myself to do this, to meal plan, to really start focusing on this fitness journey. I've wanted to do this since after having Savvy, but I was so distracted dealing with a lot in life. Stress at work, stress in a relationship, stress with family, like just dealing with a lot. But now it's like I have all of me for me. And I just really want you to get to experience that because life is different when you are truly your priority. Life is different when you don't have anyone leeching off of you. No trifling ass friends, no sorry partners, no toxic family, no stressful job, Like, life is so different and you get to experience that. And if you are dealing with toxic family or a stale relationship or unhealthy or toxic relationship or things like that, we're going to talk about that too, because there are ways to deal with those things if you can't get away from them. Some of us don't have the opportunity to get away from a toxic partner because you now have to co-parent with them. And I've had that situation too, where, an abusive person will continue to abuse you, even if that means destroying your relationship with your child. They're going to use any means of control that they possibly can. I've seen it. I've experienced it. That shit is real. So we're going to get into all of that on the show. I hope that this fed your soul. Please know, I would love for you to join me inside of the community. The link will be in the description. You can visit, what is the link now? Oh, spirituallovesanctuary.com/community. It's free to join. We've got events coming up. I will be doing a year-end closing Spiritual Love Circle, where we're going to be releasing 2022, sharing our wins, our challenges, and then dreaming up what 2023 can look like. So I hope to see you there. That is on the events page at spirituallovesanctuary.com. Peace.